you're live subscribe. If you ain't inspired by Minister Lewis or Farrakhan, I don't know what you will be inspired by. First of all, I just want to do a public apology to Minister. I remember when I was a kid, uh, I thought that you was like a radical, like Islamic type of person. Like I never knew that you was trying to bring the black community together like you do. So I just want to thank you for standing in the gap for two people that's trying to stand alone like Jesus did for a cause that matters. So I just want to start off by having like a little, just like a little prayer. Oh, it's like I was just playing. We done did enough of that. We done did enough of marching. We done did enough of prayer. Um, it's time to change the narrative of what, because this is what I have noticed. If somebody puts something out about one of our people just take it and run with it. This is what I'm gonna say. I looked up the word narrative. And narrative means a spoken account of events, connected events. That means it's a story. So I say that to say it's a story behind this false story. Like I said, Farrakhan, I want to thank you for standing in the gap because we totally understand that our people ain't gonna stand for us for some reason. One thing about it, I understand. I understand that everybody got to make their money. Everybody has a family to live for. And I get that. But when, as a black community, are we gonna stand for something? You know, I'm not gonna act like that we don't need the football players and the basketball players. We need y'all. Because if we're trying to hold this thing down by ourselves and not having the capital that you guys have, I mean, we already lost. We already lost. You know what? I thought about it. I done changed my religion. I'm a Christian now. Let me take a drink of that. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian slash Muslim. And this is why I say that. Because I've been to prison. Muslims are fighting to be black first. A lot of y'all just Democrats. A lot of y'all Republicans first. And personally, I don't think they care about none of us. I want you to just hear me out right here. Hear me out. Hear me out. When we was in slave days, what's the worst thing that they hated? They hated for us to get the information that they didn't want us to have they didn't want to have no Bible. They didn't want us to have no education books. They didn't want us to find out the people who we are. And now, once KyrieIrving, I'm gonna start with him. Thank you, Minister, so much for standing in the gap when nobody would have stood for him. Once KyrieIrving decides to search and try to find who he is. See, one thing that you can't knock a person for is trying to find out who he is. And I'm gonna tell you why that's important. I got out of prison in 2017. I know I talk about this a lot. Got out of prison in 2017. My auntie decided she wanted to find out what our heritage was. Okay. It's a major company in Nashville, Tennessee called Lipman. If anybody know anything about this company, it's a major liquor company. They supply maybe 90% or 85% of the people that sell liquor in Nashville. Well, when she looked them up, she found out that our granddad, who you don't know nothing about, was a slave on his property. Follow me, hear me out. She reached out to the guy, and the guy said, "Hey, we know exactly who you are." Make a long story short, our granddad grave was still there. The reason I'm telling you this story is if we would have never researched trying to find our heritage, we would have never knew nothing about it. So, now we're going back to slave days. They hated when we try to educate ourselves or try to find out who we are, what we are, where we was going. And now that Kyrie has tried something like that, they are persecuting him. And you know what? This is why I'm speaking on the topic. It's not the other people that bashed him or canceled him. It's our own people because they don't even, guess what? Shannon Sharp, I respect you. I respect you to the I always feel like that you is kind of on it, but you was off, bro. Um, One thing about it, Skip Bayless, your partner, he broke it down to the point of where you should have broke it down. That's all the NBA gotta say is you can't do that here. It's one thing to try to make him anti-Semitic when you know he ain't anti-Semitic, but it's another thing to say here, like, Skip Bayless said this: the Jews sponsor them. So many different companies sponsor them. So now guess what? It makes me more understood why he shouldn't say what he say, but don't act like he is saying something that ain't true. So, like I said, thank you, Farrakhan, for standing in the gap because I understand that our people ain't gonna stand for us. And they ain't gonna understand. Just because you don't understand what somebody's doing, that don't make it wrong. Makes me go to Kanye. Kanye is getting robbed right in y'all face. I'm not even gonna say the name. The man has been robbing us for our identity, our integrity, everything that we got. This is what they said. Adidas said, well, yeah, we gonna still use the Ye design. How can you use his design when it was his? And uh, just black people, just hear me out on this. Hear me out. Why do you keep letting these the white man wins again? He wins. How can you keep letting these big companies rob your brother? And then, guess what? One thing I respect about Ye, I love you. Guess what? He understands that it's God, not him. Guess what? I'm glad that Ye don't trust you. I'm glad that Ye trust God. Um, I say this to Joe Biden and all the Democrats. You guys are sending people to jail for these PPP loans that may have did something illegally, and I get that. What about Adidas that's robbing Kanye right now? It's his name, his idea. What about them that's robbing him? Oh, okay. Somebody can rob somebody right in your face, but just because somebody get a PPP loan, like it just makes me go back to Tamika Mallory. She was so right. We learned it all from y'all. So you mean to tell me that y'all can do all the illegal stuff in the world? Y'all can break every law, and we just need to go forth with the law and beat you. We can't beat you. y'all are just so just like, come on, bro. Like, um, I'm gonna take to this. I have a friend. Shout out to Big Joe, man, and shout out to He Free. Thank you, God, for freeing my homie. Y'all locked this man up for a murder that y'all knew he didn't do. So, was y'all expecting for him to go to jail and just sit there and accept the murder that y'all knew he didn't do? Yeah, of course he had to sell drugs. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, he had to sell drugs in there. Of course. He had to sell drugs, he had to do drugs, whatever he had to do, he had to break the law because y'all broke the law. Of course, he had to do whatever he had to do to come home. Man, look, if y'all don't hit me on nothing, we are fighting for our lives out here. I mean, how could we do right by the law when they don't do right by the law? And then we just supposed to lose. Shout out to Big Joe, man. Shout out to Big Joe, man, for making it out free. And shout out to him. I don't care what you did. I don't care. I don't care if you sold drugs. I don't care if you did drugs. Shout out to you, man, for fighting, man. And then the people had to let you out. Now what? They let you out and give you nothing and just say, okay, if it's a mistake. No, man. That ain't it, man. That ain't it. That ain't it, man. Look, man, you know what? You know what I want to see the first slavery papers. When the slaves got free, I want to see the first papers that they signed. I bet you 100% I know what they say. I bet you the first thing say is, you will never own nothing. You will never own nothing. I think about this. Hear me out. Just hear me out on this. I got a friend that own a dispensary, and the business is good. And when he told me how they was getting the weed and all that stuff in, it reminded me of that's how we used to do it. So you mean to tell me we understand that the police know everything. They know every operation. They know how everybody get it in. So you mean to tell me you even stole the way we get drugs in? You watched us for so many years, and once you decide to make weed legal, you went to the people that you know sell the weed and say, hey, it's gonna be legal, and now you can just go through our system. Look, this give me my weed and my money back. That's what I'm at. No, guess what? You can't. Because when you caught me with it, you just delivered to the other person. Because see, that's what I'm trying to put people on. We know you know everything. So we can already kind of tell. Soon as you know that you was finna get us, you already had a place to take it. Where is all this product going? Y'all ain't burning it. So I would ask you to get my weed and stuff back, but I know you don't got it. I would ask you to get my money back, but I know you don't got it. I know you don't got it. You don't I already know what you did with it. Look, man. You know what? This is what I want. I want to talk to Congress. Cause get what? You know, I can't vote. Yeah, no, I got caught with some weed. I can't vote. The same stuff that's legal now that I got caught with, I can't vote. So go what? Now they tell me to write Congress. I done wrote Congress. I'm sorry. I done wrote Congress 30 times. I ain't got a response yet. When is see? Y'all got me convinced. Congress is a person. I don't want to talk to y'all, the crowd of people that y'all talking about. I want to talk to the people behind y'all. I done wrote Congress 30 times. I never heard about them. And then they talking about write the government. I done wrote the government. I'm convinced, man, that Congress and the government is people, man. It's time for them to come out. When is Congress and government gonna come out? You know what they always talk about? They always be like, yeah, it's time for the such and such to come out. When is Congress and that motherfucker gotta be old as hell. When is Congress and government gonna come out? Serious, man. You know what I mean? Man, look, if our people are not gonna come together after this election, I think about Stacey Abrams, and she said the reason why she lost the election was because of black men, but she got 80% of the black vote. So you mean to tell me just because you didn't get 20% of the black vote, we was the reason why you lost? I mean, it goes back to blame everything on the black man. And hear me right here, Stacey. It's time for y'all to start fighting for us. We're trying to tell you guys what's going on in this system of them persecuting the black man and doing everything they can do to the black man. And I just ain't nobody listening. It's not our fault. Like some of us can't vote because we are so weed. I can attest to that. You know what I'm saying? So, my question is this: do we have free choice or not? Because whether I want to vote Democrat or Republican, you said we had free choice. So if I don't vote Democrat or black, then I'm the outcast. I'm the outcast. I was inspired by a story, and this might sound funny to anybody, but I heard a young Dolph's wife, girlfriend, and she was just crying out, talking about how hard it is because now the man is gone out the house. I'm talking to the NBA players, the rappers. If we don't stand up now, it's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late. If we don't go ahead and stand for a cause now, um, I don't know if you listen to Minister Farrakhan. I don't know if somebody have gassed you up and lied on him like they did to me. But this man is trying to do something that the black community need. We need to come to. I think about Jesus, and I think about Jesus in this point of view. He was the most perfect man that lived on this earth. He needed 12 people. On his first journey, he needed 12 people. And him being perfect and him needing 12 people, how many people do you need? I overheard one of my friends say something today. He was telling me about another friend, and he was talking about how our other friend said he don't need nobody but God. God needed somebody. Also, if you think like that, that's a false statement. And if you think like that, that's why the black community is going like it is. Because everybody is teaming up. And not teaming up in a way. I never forget Jakes, TD Jakes, somebody I look up to really, really tough. He said, before he got his church, he said, God told him not to put a name on it. And I was like, what are you talking about put a name on it? These names has divided us. You got the Democrats, the Republicans. You got the AKAs, the Deltas. You got the Q Dogs, you got the Iotas. You got North Six, you got Lishy. We done created a whole lot of names that's divided our whole history. Quit letting the internet um, show you a narrative of what our history is. They are so mad at Kyrie for trying to research his history and research who he is that they turned that narrative into a bad narrative when it should be good. Before I go, if you're a live subscribe, I was so inspired by this story. And if you see, I got a little tag on me. I prayed and I asked God to give my blood sister a kid, a girl, which is good. But before I went to prison, she wasn't making money on what she do. She acts, she do plays. She wasn't making no money at all. Her husband, I always tell people this. Jesus' first miracle was at a wedding. Remember that. He turned water into wine. My sister, husband, held her down. When I went to prison, she wasn't making no money off of acting. When I came home, she owned the highest house in her neighborhood. My point is what I'm telling you is if we as a people start working together and working as God created us to be a circle, he said, "With two or three is gathered, he's in the mix." I think we can. I think we can accomplish everything that we need to accomplish, but I don't think it works without the law of how God made it. Uh, he made man first, and he couldn't make man without woman. Thank God. We got a new addition to the family. My sister has done. Shout out to Queen Cocoa Puff, Tamika Robinson Steele. She has surpassed what I have expected, and I respect that, and I understand that it came from a strong husband, wife slash family working together. So as I say, in the words of my brother, Minister Farrakhan, keep your mouth off my brothers. And I'm always stand with my brother. And I'm always it's gonna always be black first with me. You know what I mean? And not on a racist level, but on a level of it's time for us to level up. It's time for us to start loving it and respecting each other like we should. The name Negro came from a slave owner, and he used that term to call us less than. So if we're gonna change the narrative again, the narrative of a spoken written account of connected events of a story. So if we're gonna change our story, we have to change our language. We have to change, we have to stand for something. As again, regardless if you respect Kanye or not, he trusts the God of Most High to the highest his ability. This is what he said. He said, Forbes still counted my wealth for 400 million. How much money do you need? Like, quit being caught up in numbers. Quit being caught up in, it was worth $1 billion a day, so he's still worth 400 million. He's still gonna live good. These guys are standing alone. Kanye, Kyrie, I stand with y'all. And I gotta take a drink to that. I stand alone with y'all. I understand what y'all doing. If the black community don't stand with y'all, then that's on them. For the NBA players, just say, for the Deion Sanders and the Shannon Sharps and all the players, LeBron James or whoever, just say, I'm going to go ahead with they playing, and then once I get through with they playing, I'll come holler at y'all. That's respectful. I can respect that. I can respect that more than you coming out on people like Kanye and Kyrie that's trying to stand up for a cause, something that no black man other than Jesus has stood up for. As I said, Jesus died for it. Floyd died for it. Philando Castile died for it. Michael Brown died for it. Trayvon Martin died for it. So who's going to take the next sacrifice? Shout out to Ye. Shout out to Kyrie for taking a stand when none of y'all players in the NBA, and guess what? Deion Sanders, I heard you. I heard what you said when you said worry about your own business. Yeah, no, we worry about this business. We worry about the business that you was in. So just because you can't stand up and speak your mind, we can. If we don't stand for anything, we'll fall. If we don't stand for nothing, we'll fall for anything. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's just time for my people, man, to stand together. And this is just getting what we deserve. We're not we're getting canceled because of our own people. We're getting canceled because our own, like Shannon, yeah, I know you try to bag yourself up and said Tom Brady didn't get, this person didn't get canceled. Yeah, because the black people, we cancel ourselves. I want to talk to the nigga they call Congress. I want to talk to the nigga they call government. I don't care if you are Goliath. I want to see you face to face, because it ain't these people who we are seeing because nothing ever happened. If you want to vote Democrat, it don't matter. If you want to vote Republican, it don't matter. Ain't nothing changed in my 41 years of life. That system is still, I want to see that first signing of papers, of the slavery papers. Because I know it 100% it says, you as a black man will never own nothing.